HitFilm Sensei here. Today in this video we're going to do a direct comparison and contrast between Star Wars A New Hope's original crawl and the Pulp Sci-Fi title crawl that is found in HitFilm Pro 2017. Just a side note, if you own HitFilm Express and you have purchased the Sci-Fi Adventure Pack, which apparently is a bestseller and costs $25, in that Sci-Fi Adventure Pack you will find animated lasers, light swords, hyperdrive, and of course the Pulp Sci-Fi title crawl. And so you can do this as well in HitFilm Express with that add-on. All right, so what we are going to do is a direct comparison and contrast between the Pulp Sci-Fi title crawl, which can be found in the Generate folder of the effects, and the original A New Hope title crawl. What I'm going to do is it's 1 minute and 31 seconds, and I'm just going to right-click on this original video and say Make a Composite Shot. Click OK. And before I do anything else, I'm going to, under the controls, I'm going to twirl open the layer properties, and I am going to tick mute. That way, the beautiful soundtrack that goes along with this does not come up, and it will be wonderful because I won't get sued by Disney or Lucasfilm or anybody else. But I do have to tell you that that's a great soundtrack. So here is the original title crawl. It's not the original, of course, because it says Episode 4, A New Hope. But it's the title crawl from Episode 4. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm going to say New Layer, Plain Layer, and click OK. And I'm going to right-click on that and say Blend Mode is Add, so that way we can see what's going on behind it. And then under the Generate folder, I am going to find the Pulp Sci-Fi title crawl and drop it on. Okay. Now I'm going to twirl that open, and I'm going to start making this look like the original crawl. So the teaser is first. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. ... Okay. Then under movie title, I'm going to click on the edit text icon, and I am going to, in all capital letters, type Star and Wars. Okay. Click OK. And then next episode number, I'm just going to make it episode IV or 4 in capital letters. And then episode title in all capital letters is A New Hope. There we go. All right, now under the text crawl itself, I'm going to click on the icon, and you can see there's already this information here, and I am just going to highlight it all, and I am going to paste in the original text for the crawl for A New Hope and click OK. All right, so that's it. Now that I've done that, we're going to do a little bit of a comparison and contrast. We'll start off, well, those look pretty close. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they look pretty good. And then here comes the Star Wars. Oh, one's a little bit behind the other one, but it's not terrible by any means. In fact, it looks pretty darn close, okay? And then the crawls themselves will begin. You'll notice that I did not add a letterbox to the thing, so as a result, I have a different scale ratio here going on, but they are fairly close to each other. I'm going to go ahead and move through this a little quicker, and you can see that that actually looks pretty good. Okay, that actually looks fairly close. The biggest thing that I've noticed is that, you know, the original one is a little more flatter of an angle than this one, okay? However, there's a couple of ways that you can add that letterbox. One is under New Layer, I would add a grade layer, and then under Generate still, I would find the letterbox and just drop it on that grade layer. So now I have that, okay? And that makes it look a little bit off because the first one is really geared towards the, the full screen. The other way to do that, and I know you wouldn't normally do this, but if I were to open this up and under the transform properties, if I break the scale link and make the Y scale 77%, in other words, I'm mashing it to that, okay, and then I go ahead and take a look at it from here. I was actually doing this first part a long time ago, the teaser here, is a little bit squished. But after that, everything looks pretty good. I mean, it looks almost like it belongs to itself. and they are almost exactly the same. I haven't changed anything in this except to add in the original stuff, but you can tell that looks pretty darn good. So now if I were to drop or get rid of the Star Wars or the original and just show this piece, most people would look at this, okay, and unless they were super into Star Wars, they would think they were watching the Star Wars opening, okay? Except for one thing, and that is we're missing the stars in the background, right? So what we're going to do is we'll go to the media panel and we'll find our plane and we'll drop it in, and we're going to actually rename this stars, okay? And then under the generate folder, fractal noise, I'll drop it on there. I'll twirl it open and use the star field preset. And there you go, okay? Now, of course, the stars don't appear until that happens right there. So what I would do is I would just drag this so that it's there. That way, there's nothing there until, right, it goes bomb, right, and it moves on. Now, there is one minor thing that I would point out, and that is in the original crawl. Let's say, for instance, I were to drop that and put that back on. In the original crawl, the stars are hidden behind the letters themselves, even the black parts of the letters, okay? And in this, they're not. So you would have to, like, mask that out or create your own Star Wars logo that was only transparent on the outside and then work it from there. So that would take some work, okay? But in general, you have to say this looks really good, and it's surprising how realistic it is. And to be honest, I think 99% of my Star Wars friends, if I showed them this opening and I put the music on and everything, they probably would genuinely believe that they're watching the original Star Wars movie. And so I think I could really get away with faking that pretty well. You would have to have somebody who really knows every little detail to go, hey, wait a minute, is this something different, right? But other than that, I hate to say it, it's pretty good. So if you're looking at making your own Star Wars crawl, I do have a piece of advice for you, okay? And that is, in the original episodes 4, 5, and 6, the number of words in each crawl was between 83 and 78, or 78 to 83, okay? The prequels had words between 75 words and 80 words. And then episode 7 was 88 words, okay? So you would want to keep your text crawl, if you were creating your own, to somewhere between, say, 75 and 88 words. If you keep it between there, it's going to look pretty good, right? If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. If you would like to keep up with the latest tutorial videos from HitFilm Sensei, consider liking the HitFilm Sensei Facebook page, following the HitFilm Sensei Twitter feed, and subscribing to the HitFilm Sensei YouTube channel. The links are in the description below. A new video comes out every Friday and Monday, and thanks for your support.